This news is huge. Could this be the driving factor that gives Trump the presidency? Is it going to have a positive or a negative reaction on the markets? Remember, the markets are forward looking. This is how the markets reacted on the back of the news. He's all right. He's potentially going to have the presidency. The markets are forward looking and we've got a bounce on the back of that. The markets liked what happened. So is it now a good time to start dipping your toe into altcoins? I've got 3 undervalued altcoins I'm going to show you in this video. Let's dive in. Before we get into the altcoins, we first need to look at clues. We need to know what happens. We've said it time and time again. This ascending wedge is a bearish wedge. This is the Bitcoin dominance. We want a drop of this wedge and a move to the downside. A move to the downside and a lower low is going to confirm that that's potentially going to be the start of alt season. So it's important that we look at this metric. It's important that we observe to make sure that we've got a rejection on the Bitcoin dominance. And it's looking like we've got a rejection. We've come down here. We've come back up, we've retested, we've rejected from there, and then we've started and moved to the downside. This is going to be the important thing when we take out that lower low. Once we take out that lower low, there's a high probability that we're going to get a slam to the downside, and that's exactly what we want. We want the Bitcoin dominance to slam to the downside. We want altcoins to go up, we want dominance to go down. Remember that. So that's the first place that we always look, and we want to put in a lower low there. That's going to be a strong indication that we're going to get a surge in altcoins. So that's Bitcoin dominance. That's where we need to look first. This is where we need to keep an eye on and monitor to ensure that our altcoins are a good time to buy. So the first thing that I'm going to show you, the first altcoin that I'm going to show you is going to be Scallop. And the reason why is because look at this. We've had a huge drop to the downside. We're talking about undervalued altcoins at the moment. We've had 78.9% to the downside, nearly 80% move to the downside, and that's going back since 28th of March 2024. So how do you play this, guys? Simple, simple, simple. We're sticking in a trend line. Once we've broken trend, confirmation that the bulls are on our side, we can protect ourselves below the low, and there you have it. So from a trading perspective, you'd be looking for a move to the upside at the previous local close high, which is 266%. If you're investing, obviously, you're just putting small amounts in, dollar cost averaging at these levels. Now, this level here is an important level. I want to show you why. Because this base is held for such a long period of time. And go back here. Look how long this is held for. We talk about support, we talk about resistance. How many times is this held as support? Look, once, twice, 3 times, 4 times. You can go all the way down there. We dropped, acted as resistance, come back down, broke through. See how this level holds. See how this level holds. This level is held all the way down here. So we're at a strong, strong support that's held for such a long period of time. We'll measure this. It's been support for 792 days, 2.5 years. So that's why I'm bringing this one to your attention. If we just look and go out, zoom out. Remember, zoom out when you're talking about investments, zoom out. You can see the indicators of reset. We've got the stochastic RSI right at the bottom. What happened last time it was at the bottom? That was here. Move to the upside. Move to the upside of 455%. What about the time before that? Here. Move to the upside from price action up to here. 231%. So these moves are big, guys. These moves are big. And this support is such a strong support. We've only been below there once, twice. How long for? A couple of days. How far down? 41%. So you look at that in comparison to the upside, there's your risk management, guys. 41% to the downside, and you've got a few 100% to the upside. That's the first one, Scallop. Go back into the daily. And the next one I'm bringing you is Beam. And look at this one again. Completely bled. So we stick a trend line on there. Remember, when you add in a trend line, it's going to be the most touches. So you can go from here if you want. However, how many touches is that? So we're looking for the most touches. More the touches, the higher the confirmation. So you can see we've had a little tiny break here. What does this mean? That's all right to take. Protect yourself underneath the low. And as long as this comes back down and holds as confirmation, retest, put in a higher low, and then you can start trading higher highs and higher lows to the upside. So that one looks good for me, Beam. Another thing that we've got here, just an additional confirmation. This is something that I love. What have we got? An RSI divergence. So this is building up weight to your trade. This is building up weight to your investment. You put in a lower low, lower high, lower low, lower low, put in a higher, higher high, and then come back down. And this is the important one, higher low. There we go. So you've got a divergence on there. So that's Beam. The last one, VeChain. And you can see VeChain's had a bit of a run on the back of the recent news. So stick a trend line on there, guys. Stick your trend line on there. The most touches, the better. Not quite had a break of trend. It's trying to break trend. What's likely to happen here is you might get another opportunity at this trend line and this support buy here, which is sitting between 0.023 cents and 0.025 cents. So it's looking like it could potentially get a bit of a rejection here, come back down. You've got another chance here, a little bit lower, 0.024 cents, or an average of 0.024 cents. Ultimately, same thing, waiting for the break. Once you've got the break, you've got your protections under here, then you can start making those higher lows, moving it to the upside. What happens if you're wrong? We want to be wrong with the least amount of capital. So if you're taking this here, you're wrong. Stopped out there, you fight to live, or you live to fight another day. Right, okay, guys, here's a bonus one. This is Helium. I'll scratch your back, you scratch mine. How are you going to scratch my back? Subscribe to the channel. Let me know in the comments exactly what you want me to cover next, because it's my goal to teach you everything that I know, and I'm going to continue teaching myself so I can continue teaching you. But I don't know what content that you want unless you let me know in the comments. So subscribe, show me the love, and then let me know in the comments what you want me to cover. What do I like about Helium? That's what you're here for. Helium, first and foremost, this is the weekly. This is the first thing that we're looking at. Stochastic RSI has reset. This is a good thing. It's underneath 20. What we're waiting for is a move above the 20, move above the 20. And that's going to give us additional confirmation that we're going to get a move to the upside. So we'll zoom back into the daily and see if we've got anything on the daily chart. Just come off that. What do we need to do first? Trend line. See where we are with the trend line. Remember, the most touches, the better. What's happened here? We've had a break and we've had a retest. That's allowing us to know that we can protect ourselves with the minimal capital, because this is the low. This low here sitting at 2.83, $2.83. Is there any confirmation, additional confirmation? You've got this here. What's that? What's this? And you look at price action. What's happening on price action? Lower low, lower high, lower low, lower low, higher high, higher low, lower low, higher high, higher low. This is representing price action. This is the buyers and the sellers. And the buyers and the sellers are telling us that there's more buying pressure than what the chart's telling us. That's showing that the chart needs to catch up to the indicators. So this is another clue. This one looks good to me, guys, Helium. Why does it look good? Because of this. We've got our protection level. We know if we're wrong, where we're wrong. Where we're wrong is below this previous low here. Once price action goes below there, we want to be stopped out with the minimum amount of capital. We want to live to fight another day. So let me know in the comments what you want me to cover next, guys. I've done my journey from $20 to potentially $250 on AVAX. I'll leave that at the end of the video, and I'll see you in the next one.